I have a whole chapter in my book about creating the home environment that is inviting and ready and prepared for your future partner. And I already did a video and a blog post about creating the sanctuary that's just for you to relax and rejuvenate and prepare your bedroom for your future partner. But I believe that it's more extensive than that. I think that I really worked on my home environment. My home was not the home of my dreams. A home was not something I was proud of. Where we lived was a little bit of a, piece of kind of shame. I had lost my home. It was, I foreclosed on my home, so I moved into a rental home. And although it was nice, it was fine. It was 4 bedrooms. It was a good neighborhood. We had a, neighborhood pool that we lived at during the summer. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that I still carried around a little bit of that shame for losing my own home. And it was all my fault. Always been really good at making money, but I've never been good at managing it. And the truth of the matter is, I can blame it all day long about the recession, because it happened during the recession. And tons of people lost their homes and tons of people went bankrupt and all that stuff. But the truth of the matter is, if I had managed my money, then I wouldn't have lost my house. And so when I realized that if you have shame about something, that's really your nudge that you need to change it. And not that you're not worthy or you're worth any less because you feel a little bit of a shame about something. That's not it at all. It's so that you can feel good about yourself. It's all about building your self-worth and your self-confidence. So what I ask myself is, okay, if the love of my life knocked on the door right now and I went to the door, I saw him there, I said, oh my God, that's my husband, I'm gonna marry you. That happens every day, right? If that had happened, would I slam the door in his face and go, holy shit, I've got stuff I gotta do. I have to go clean this up, I gotta go straighten this up, I gotta, oh my God, that's a mess, and that's a disaster, and I would be embarrassed, and I would make him wait. So, I think that you're telling the universe to wait. You're making him wait for you. And I believe that having disorder and disarray, not that your whole house has to be entirely perfect at all times. No, we're raising kids. That's not possible. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you look at every room and you take a look at what would I be doing if the love of my life knocked on the door right now and I wanted to straighten him up, I had to keep him waiting, what would I be doing? And I would do it right now. That's what I did. That's why it's a whole chapter. It's so important because you have to go into every room, every space in your house, and you have to feel like it's good. You have to feel peaceful. You have to feel calm. This is good. I know where everything is. Doesn't have to be perfectly, and don't be OCD. That's not what I mean. I mean, you know where everything is. Everything's in order because one thing has one place. I learned that from my Granny Pearl. She's the most amazing woman on the face of the earth. And I loved being at her house because it was so orderly, and she had cereal and boxes and boxes and boxes, and she would spend a week straight making cookies for us. And she had a really cool basement, but everything was on a shelf. Everything was where it was supposed to be. And she knew where everything was supposed to be. And when I started doing that, of creating order, one room at a time, one drawer at a time, one closet at a time, then I started to look at I opened the closet and still going, instead of going, oh, shut that, I'll deal with that later, I don't even want to look at it, I don't want to know what's behind there. That's a whole nother energy than opening it up and you go, there's the coats. I know exactly what's in there. All the sweaters, all the coats, the ski gear. Here's a container of this, a bin of that, my trunk from high school. Like everything is specifically there where I put it in order. I can find it at any time. And that's really, really, really powerful exercise. So you go into the kitchen and you open a drawer. Do you know exactly where all of your knives are and all of your utensils are? Every single spatula? Just make a place for it. And I literally went one by one by one. Just do one thing a day. And then you're little by little by little creating that atmosphere where, yes. Hey mom, do you know where that such and such and the tape and the blue and the blah blah, do you know where that is? Yes, I know exactly where that is because I put it in that drawer, third down from the right. You know what I mean? It's so powerful. We don't really think about it when it's not in order. We just, it's chaos. We're raising kids. We don't really think about what exactly energy that's bringing to the universe and bringing it into your personal life and bringing it into your dating life. You're saying, if it's a mess and I'm not ready, then you're saying, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready, universe, for you to bring me my love of my life. So you want to get to that place in your home. I don't care if it's an apartment, it doesn't even matter. I didn't love my house. I didn't live in anything fancy. And I just made it so that I could go, all right, it's all good. Get rid of anything that reminds you of an ex. That's a huge amount of energy that we don't want in there. So if there were pillows that, maybe were a gift, or, on the couch currently that you used to sit on with an ex, a teacher, then you want to move those. You want to get rid of those and get, new pillows. Just don't have pillows. If you can't get new pillows right away. Your table, do you have a space in the table for you to have a meal? And does he have a chair? Do you have room at your table, literally, for him to come join you for dinner? In your fireplace, in my home, the carpeting was like from 1970. I mean, it was horrible. It was terrible. And I rented it because the renting, like sight unseen, I was actually out of town. And it was in the neighborhood that I wanted to be, and I didn't even look at it because I wasn't going to be home until that Sunday or Monday morning, and it just gone up for rent. And because of the recession, and because everybody was foreclosing, and the crazy nutcase market it was in 2008, I believe, or 9, then they were going. As soon as the sign went up, it was rented. So I knew I had to send in my application, get it handled, and I was the first person to apply, and then I got accepted. So then when I got home, I saw the house. I knocked on the house, the current people that were renting, and they were moving out. And they're like, sure, come on in. And then they had trash everywhere. They had shit everywhere. There was just junk all over the walls, all over the floors. I mean, I don't know what happened, but they've been there for a really, really, really long time, and they trashed the place. So I assumed that when you own a house and you rent it to somebody and someone fucking trashes it, I would assume that you would replace stuff, right? I mean, that's what normal people would do, I would think. I just assumed that. I assumed wrong. They did not replace anything. So I moved in with the same nasty carpets from, 1972 that they had ruined. And I hated it. It was nasty Berber, and I tell you, I mean, it was gross. I hated it. I always felt like so gross. We love to play board games. We love to have movie nights. We make forts. I mean, we're constantly on the floor playing games and cards and everything, reading books, all of it. So instead of focusing on what I couldn't change, the carpeting, I focused on what I could do, and I went and bought a bunch of rugs. So I just bought surface rugs, and I just covered the whole house. Really, everywhere that we would actually sit and be, I put a rug on it, and it made it beautiful. So it made me feel better, and it made me feel ready. I wasn't embarrassed. I thought it was fine. I got my house in perfect order, not perfect, but I got it clean, orderly. I went through every single room so that I went, I'm okay if somebody knocks on the door. I'm okay if somebody comes over unexpectedly, because I've straightened up and I know where everything is and I feel good about it. So, I think in closing, I would urge you to just go through every room and see how you feel. If you feel that icky feeling, like I'm not really, I don't love this house, I don't love this room, whatever. Think about what you can do instead of what you can't do. That's always such a good practice. Think about what you can do to change something, to make a, cute little thing in the corner, a little, something from Goodwill, a little nightstand or a little plant. You can do so much with little teeny things. I did little teeny things here and there and there. And it wasn't overnight. I would just do one thing here, one a day, once a week. And it really made a huge difference. So I hope you appreciate the strategies and the tips for attracting your love of your life. These are the strategies I use to attract my soulmate, and I'm happy to share them with you. I hope you're enjoying them. Please subscribe to my channel so that you get updates whenever I post a new video, and I do one once a week. And check out my blog. I've got lots of free downloads, lots of free tools, strategies, and you can sign up for my newsletter. And thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Wishing you lots of love. Mwah.